Good day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, we are going to provide a full tutorial, a complete step-by-step, assuming you know virtually nothing, on how to use Microsoft Azure Backup Service, better known as MABS, to take your virtual machines and/or your physical machines that are on-premise and back them up to the Azure Cloud. It sounds complex, but it's actually super easy. Now, just before we get started, I do want to explain that there are two other services which can get confusing. So we'll go over those very quickly right now, and then we'll actually just get right to the work. So you might have also heard of MABS being referred to as Microsoft Azure Backup Server. And unfortunately, that is also a thing. MABS being the server is an add-on that you can get completely for free from Microsoft. It does not require a System Center license or anything weird like that. And what it does is let you control the MABS service, Microsoft Azure Backup Service, easily. So if you've got multiple machines and things, it's a great way to go. We're not going to show you that because it's just not that big a deal. Once we show you how to set up the Microsoft Azure Backup Service, feel free to also download for free from Microsoft the Microsoft Azure Backup Server, but you don't need it. It's just an extra. The third way to do these backups is using Microsoft Data Protection Server, and that does require licensing, and we are not going to show you that at all. But those are the three ways that you can get your data, that easily get your data from your on-premise virtual machines and physical machines into the Azure Cloud. Okay, that's the background on those three. Let's get right to MABS. So we're going to assume, as I said, that you know nothing, and all we've done so far is install Server 2019, patch it and reboot it. That's it. We haven't changed a single configuration detail. And I say patched as in just Windows Update. Let's get rid of this garbage. This machine is in our office. We do not have a VPN or a hard tunnel or even a soft tunnel for that matter out to the Azure Cloud in the office. This is just a VM that is actually running on a PC on my desktop. You can think of this as either a virtual machine or one of your physical servers. It doesn't make any difference as long as it's on-prem for the purpose of this conversation. The first thing we need to do is set up a resource group if you don't already have one. So let's show you how to do that. So simply log into Azure at portal.azure.com. With your creds, we assume you already have an account and a subscription. If you don't, you'll obviously need to get that. And then go to the top and type in resource group. Resource groups, I suppose. And create a new one if you don't already have one here that you want to use. By the way, in case you're not clear, a resource group is just, you can think of it sort of as a folder. It's a container that holds all of the resources like virtual machines and storage accounts and whatever else. So you can just think of it really as this container that has all of that stuff in one place. Anyway, we'll click create and start with a new one. Now, we're a Microsoft partner, so our subscription is the Microsoft partner. We can call it anything you want as long as it doesn't have a space in it and doesn't start with a number. I'm going to call this RG On-Prem Backup. You don't need to. If you already have a resource group, you have no problem using an existing one. We'll show you that in just a second. Now, the region, where should it be? Well, it should be physically close to you, or at very least where all of your other stuff is. In our case, US West 2, because that's what's close to us. Now, you can go through the rest of this little wizard, but we're not going to because that's all we need. Just click create, and it will be created very quickly. Now, you can click here and go to the resource group, or you can just click on your resource group right here. Now that you have a resource group, you need to create some storage for your on-prem backups to go into. How do you do that? Very easy. In this resource group, click create. And here, just type in backup. There it is, backup and site recovery. Click on that. And you can read this, but I'm not going to bother. Just click create. And it's going to put it again against our Microsoft partner subscription. And it's going to go into the on-prem resource group. What would we like to call it? Well, I'm going to call this Recovery Services Vault On-Prem Backup. You can call it anything you want. Again, just can't have a space. I can't start with a number. Region, same deal. Make it close to you. In my case, that's US West 2. Now you could just click review and create, but if you do, you'll end up with a geo-redundant, which means a geo-redundant storage, which means the data will be stored in one data center, and it will also be stored in a completely different geography in case of a catastrophic failure or an attack. awfully expensive, not necessary for us and for most people. So here we just click next and change the well, in our case, we're going to change the backup storage redundancy from geo-redundant to locally redundant. And all that means is Microsoft keeps most data in 3 different places in the same data center. So for us, we'll have our server that's on-prem, we'll have the backup that's out in the Azure Cloud, and they will have 2 additional copies of it inside that same data center. We're pretty secure. If you are an enterprise or you are a publicly traded company, yeah, you might want to pay for geo-redundant. We don't want to. That's really all that I suggest changing here. Let's click Review and Create. And click Create. And this will take, 30 seconds to 3 minutes to create. We'll be right back. The Azure backend part is done. What we need to do is download the MABS client for our server, and we have to get the Azure keys to allow you to communicate with it, with the Azure backend. Pretty straightforward. There's a bunch of ways to get to it. I'll just go back to Home, and then I'll go to the resource group. This is really more to show you, how to get there in the future. And in there, you see we have the vault that we just created. Click on that, and then go to Getting Started. You might want to go to Protected Items. Don't do that. Go to Getting Started, then click on Backup, and this little wizard will create what's needed for you. So what workload are you running? Well, we are running an on-premise workload. What do we want to back up? So for us, we're just going to use files and folders, so click on that, and we will get the Microsoft Azure Backup Services client. If you want the Microsoft Azure Backup Server, which is the tool that allows you to do more, and it is free, what you can do is select SQL Server, the SharePoint Server, or the Exchange Server. And what you'll get is the Microsoft Azure Backup Server, which includes the Microsoft Azure Backup Service. In our case, we just want the strip client. We just want the Microsoft Azure Backup Service. So click on that and prepare infrastructure. And it will allow us now to download the Microsoft Azure Backup Service client. So we'll click on that. And bingo, it's come down. And yes, it's called Microsoft Azure Backup Recovery Services Agent, MARS agent. Confused yet? You should be. So you can think of MARS and MABS as interchangeable as far as the agent goes. It's not really fair to say that, but there it is. Okay, so we've got it downloaded. And now once we have it downloaded, we need to click on this little checkbox and download the credentials. So that will pull down a nice little key file for us. These are the 2 files we need. We need to get these into the on-prem machines. So I've copied those, minimize that. Let's go to our high quality server 2019 box that's just been patched. I'm going to paste those on the desktop. And remember, nothing's been done to this. Zippo. Now, let's go to the MARS agent installer. Just double click on it, and it will install the necessary prerequisites. All right, we're back. Now, where should this go? Well, the agent can install in the default location typically. The cache location is a little trickier though. It says you need to have at least 5% free. Yeah, you're going to want to have at least 10% free. If you do any troubleshooting, you will see the documentation says make sure you put it on a drive that has at least 10% of the data that you're backing up space. So to make that easy, let's say you're backing up a file server that has a terabyte of space. Well, that means you need to have 100 gig of backup space, temp space for this thing to operate, better known as scratch space. So it doesn't have to be on the same drive or the same volume. You can browse and put it on a different disk. Now, because this is just a test server that we just installed, it doesn't even have a second disk, we're going to leave it on C. Generally, that's a bad idea because if it fills up, it can crash your server. Not fun. However, it's not a crisis. We have lots of small clients that do leave it on C. We don't have any proxies to get out to the internet. That's fine. Do you want to use Microsoft Update to patch this in the future? Yeah, I certainly don't want to do this by hand later. Let's click Next. And the prerequisites are installed already. And let's click Install. This goes very quickly. Now let's click Proceed to Registration. Vault credentials. What could that be? That's the credentials files you downloaded. So click Browse, and this is how it gets hooked into Azure. So let's double click on or select that file, select Open, and it's going, oh, you want to go to the RS Vault on-prem backup in West US 2 with this identifier, blah, blah, blah. Sure, let's click Next. Now, passphrase. This is what you need to do restores on different machines. So let's say this machine's working and you've got backups for the last year on it, everything's happy, then it dies, it gets stolen, it gets caught in a fire, the machine fails, you get a virus, crypto, whatever. You better have this phrase because if you don't, you won't be able to get the data back. I'm going to enter a code here, and you can see here because it's so critical, it says you should probably save this to your key vault. You can if you want, in which case you'd go into Azure, create a key vault and store it there. I'm not going to because this is a test. So I'm going to turn that off and it's going to say, are you stupid? No, I'm not stupid. Yes, I want to proceed. Where do you want to keep this file in? Because you should keep this somewhere really safe. Yeah, we're going to store it on the desktop. That's safe, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. And let's click Finish. And you'll see a file get created right here in a moment. That took about 2 minutes, which seems like a long time when you're sitting here. And there's the file that it created. Now, you are going to want to keep that file somewhere because it's a big, big deal. If you lose it, you will not be able to get your data back if this machine craters. You do not need it for normal restores, but you do need it for restoring from a different computer than this one. Sure, let's launch it. Let's go. You might think what we need to do is register server. No, it already did that. So what we have to do is go to Schedule Backup. That is where you decide what you want backed up. So we'll go into here. This is pretty straightforward. You can read it if you want. Items to backup. What do you want to back up? Well, I want to back up the system state. Do I want to back up the entire C drive on this thing? No, I'm only going to back up the users folder. Let's do that. And perf logs, something nobody would ever back up, the performance logs. But well, we'll click on that for fun. You can choose whatever your heart desires. So I'll actually, just to prove the point, I'll go into here and I'll turn off the default. I don't want the default profile. So let's click Next. There we go. And you can see this is what it's going to back up. Now we could set exclusion settings, right? We can go in and say, well, but I don't want this file or that folder or whatever. Now just click Next. We cut out about a minute there because it's quite some time to wait. And this is kind of goofy. See what says specify backup schedule? You think, oh, great, specify the backup schedule. Why would I want it for a week? That seems like a really long time. No, it's not really the backup schedule. It's, put your mouse over it. It's the backup schedule for the system state. Oh, okay. So weekly, sure, that's fine. We'll do it on Sunday. That's fine. And the retention policy for that, well, I don't want to keep 8 weeks worth of it. Let's go with 2 weeks. Next. Now, this is the backup schedule of the files and folders that we are backing up. We want to back those up. Let's go 3 times a day. We want to back it up at 9:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and we also want to back them up 3:30 p.m. So we've got 3 times during the day. You don't have to do that. You can just leave one if you want, or you can make it weekly. But you get the idea. You can set it to whatever you want. Let's click Next. Retention policy. Well, that's an awful lot of backup space, and Microsoft really likes you to spend money on storage, so that's a bit much for us. Okay, and next. So this is interesting. How do you want to seed the Azure backup? So if you've got a terabyte or 5 terabyte, just transfer it over the internet. It's assuming you have a decent internet connection with a good speed. However, if you've got, 100 terabyte or something, yeah, that's a lot of data to push through a wire. So what are you going to do? Well, you can order this Microsoft Azure data box disks, or you can ship your own disks to them. So they're just USB disks, right? Nothing special there. The small and medium business are simply going to use transfer over the internet. So let's do that. And this is confirmation of what you just said. Let's click Finish. About 30 seconds, click Close, and you might immediately rush off and see what's been backed up. And the answer is nothing because you haven't hit your schedule yet. Fortunately, you can just click Backup now. So we'll do a quick backup. And because we said we want to back up some files and the system state, well, which one do we want to back up now? For the sake of this video, we'll choose files and folders, but we could have chosen either. You can close this window. You do not need to leave it open. It will take, in my case, 3 or 4 minutes, so we'll be right back. And finished. That didn't take very long. Close. And we can now go look at our Azure and see what's there. Let's go back to home as if it's all fresh. Click OK, you don't need that anymore. And go to your resource group and then drill into the vault. I'm just going to go straight to the vault. And now you can expand protected items. Go to backed up items. And look, Azure Backup items. There's two. I thought you only did one. No, it considers the system state separate, so it's a different one. And this, I can tell you, takes about, I would say, 20 minutes, half an hour to update. So in about 20 minutes, this is going to say completed, and in system state is still going to have nothing because we haven't done a system state backup yet. Now let's show you how to do a restore, because that's a little more interesting and the big point of having backup. So the easy thing you can do is simply click recover data. That's easy, right? On this server, and off you go. However, let's say this machine just died. It's gone. So boom, gone. Now, I loaded a Windows 10 machine earlier. This is just a garbage test machine. It's got nothing interesting on it. It is base. So just think of this as a fresh machine, or even your workstation. Just start it up from scratch. And we have to get the MABS installer, which is the Mars Agent installer. Again, I know it's confusing. Just think of MABS and Mars as the same thing. And we also need that vault file. So we're going to take both of those, just right click and select copy. And well, in my case, I'm going to, because I'm just going to copy it through RDP, or there we go. And we have to install the Mars agent, which is pretty straightforward. Double click, next, next, next. So we could schedule a backup on this. We could, do all of the same things we just did, or we can do what we're trying to actually want to do, which is recover data. So click recover data. And do we want to recover it from data from this server? No. In fact, this server hasn't even got a backup yet. We want to recover from a different server. And to do that, we need that vault file. So click on the vault file button and select the vault file. And bingo, that's the RS blah, 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 West US. Yeah, that's right. Click next. And which server? Yeah, by the way, I didn't bother to rename it. It's just what Windows called it. So yes, that is the correct one. Uh-oh, what's that passphrase? Yeah, you better have it or you're not going to get your data back. Do we want to select everything or just individual files? Well, just individual files at this point. And where from? Well, we only backed up things from C. And what date and time? Well, we only have one, so that makes it easy. And select mount. And this is actually going to do something kind of neat. It's going to mount an iSCSI connection, because you can look at that. You didn't create an iSCSI connection. This did. It's pretty cool. Now you think, I didn't install iSCSI. I don't know anything about iSCSI. Now I'm getting scared. No, don't worry about it. This is completely automated. Nothing for you to do. And it will go away as soon as you close this. So let's click cancel here. And you'll notice it says down here, you can browse it. And then instead of cancel or finish, it's unmount. Yes, that's because it added another drive. You go, what? I thought this machine only had one drive. Well, it did. But now it's got the second drive, which is from that other server we were just playing with. And you think, well, how is it showing up here? It's an iSCSI connection back to Azure. So that is how you can mount a petabyte drive on your laptop. It's pretty cool. So we can go into it this way, or we could just do what you're probably going to do, which is click browse. It's exactly the same thing. It says, hey, if you want to do this, you should probably use Robocopy, because Robocopy is great for transferring large files and large amounts of files. But anyway, this is the stuff that we went to back up earlier, and there it is. We could just copy these files out, or these folders out if we wanted. When you're done with this, select, well, let's just show you. I'll just bring up the iSCSI again, because I know that's going to scare some of you. But just watch what happens here. I'll select unmount. There we go. Are you sure you want to unmount it? Yes, I do. So let's go in here and this PC, and you'll see the drive's already gone. It's still showing connected here, but it will go. Bingo, gone. That is the full step-by-step, zero to hero tutorial on Microsoft Azure Backup Services. So hey, we'd really appreciate it if you give us the big thumbs up. It always helps with Google algorithms. Also, subscribe is super appreciated. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can always get a hold of us directly here at www.urtech, that's www.urtech.ca. Or you can leave a question or a comment below, and if we don't get back to you, somebody else will, because on YouTube, everybody's got an opinion. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.